Alright guys, figured I'm pretty much done for the night. Engine is not in the car. It is ready to go in the car, except for the fact that I'm missing a transmission mount. I got no goober. So, yeah, it's ready to go in. I got the harness inside the car and everything still. I put the alternator back on. Let's see. I did a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, put the alternator back on, new belt. I had to swap out the entire turbo system. So I put the OEM manifolds on SRs tend to have better heat soaking than tubulars, unless you get like a really expensive tubular manifold. Plus the spacing, I don't know if you can see it, but I actually have a good like millimeter or two between the turbo and the block and the motor mount and stuff. So yeah, I decided to go with the old disco potato on this thing. I don't know if that downpipe's gonna be at the right angle or not. I'll figure that out later. I can weld, so I'll fix that shit if I need to. But yeah, the old turbo I had, there was nothing wrong with it. I could have used it, but I didn't feel, honestly, I didn't feel like putting the new ports on this turbo because the ports were on the water and coolant, the oil and coolant ports were on the other turbo, the Disco Potato, and not on this thing. Plus this one's kind of small. It's a T25 OEM SR turbo. I have a nice manifold on it, but also I welded the manifold and the studs on and everything, so that bitch ain't coming off like SRs like to. And I didn't weld it, but I did a similar thing on that one. So that thing ain't falling off like a lot of bottom mounts like to. Yeah, I've had enough SRs. I got this one. I got the 14 right there. And I got a 15 in the garage. So I've had enough SRs to understand what the problems are going to be before I put the motor in the car and address them before it goes in the car. But yeah, no, I'm ready to get this thing back in the car. It's actually it's a 2.2 Tomei built SR20, so this thing should scoot. Especially since Rory used to be my race car. And she used to be my daily, and then she used to be my race car, and then she used to be my daily again, and then I just stopped driving it because I really wanted to redo some stuff, and ended up pulling the engine out of this, putting it in the Silvia, because I had a 14 and I had a 15 Silvia, and then I got this shell from a buddy of mine, and I had this running and driving in this car, and I was about to put the 2.2 in this, especially since it's caged and everything. I was like, oh, I'll just turn this into my race car. And then I realized I did race this. I've never raced this. It's got AC and everything. Why wouldn't I just put the 13 SR in the S13 Silvia, make it back to numbers matching? And yeah, so that's how that ended up in there, and she ended up without a motor. And that was, January I did that, I think? So, yeah, it's been a couple of months since she hasn't even had an engine in it. And I think this is engine 8, I think. My friend's kids drew all over the front. She's been, honestly, the dust is not because it's been sitting for years. I mean, she has more or less been sitting for a couple of years, but it's just this garage creates so much freaking dust. I don't know why. But everything I have looks like it's been sitting for 20 years. I washed this thing 3 months ago, and it's got... Yeah, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so I decided I'm gonna just call it quits here. Since I'm at a good stopping point, I got everything I need. The slave cylinder, I got slave cylinder still all hooked up and everything. All the hoses, I got the radiator freaking, I think there or somewhere. I don't remember exactly. Fuel system's still all hooked up and everything. Really, all I need to do is just... So, waiting on the motor mount. I ordered a new shifter because I don't have a bushing down in there. And weirdly enough, I have like 4 of these transmissions just because, you know, I've been into SRs for a long time and I'm like, hey, you know, it'd be cool to have some backups. And I just kept getting them whenever I'd find a good deal on one. So I was just basically hoarding SR transmissions at this point. But yeah, none of them have mounts and none of them have shifters. So yeah, I ordered a short shifter on eBay. When that gets here, I'm actually gonna take the little shifter bushing that's out of it and make a couple of extras. So that way when it comes time to replace the one in the 13 or the 14 or the 15, I actually have spares. Instead of having to wait a week for Z1 to ship. I mean, they're only $6 on Z1, but I mean, I still gotta wait for them. So yeah, I did that with O2 bungs as well. I just got an O2 bung from when I got a AEM AFR gauge. I just took the bung and I made a whole bunch of extras, and it's worked really well because I now have like 12 spare bungs, and that was a spare bung, that was a spare bung, and I got like 6 of these cars have the extra bungs I made. So I don't know, it just works out pretty good if you can make parts every once in a while. So yeah, I intend to do that with the shifter bushings because it's nice having small spare parts like that, especially in, you know, 20, 30 years when even specialty shops aren't going to have these parts. So yeah. Anyways, I'll stop yapping, and yeah, that's where it's at. This needs a little bit of wiring. That I'm waiting on a couple of parts. So I'll probably try to wire this thing this week, maybe get around to it a little bit. No idea. I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know when I do, though. Now I gotta move everything back into the shop, and then I can go inside and watch anime, because I'm tired and it's Sunday and I'd like to relax for at least 10 minutes before I fall asleep. So I will catch you guys next time.